Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another fabulous day in 7K and another blessed day in all of our lives. Uh, just having another day and all the blessings and being healthy is is a tremendous blessing and something to be thankful for. Uh, I, I just want everybody to, know what a fabulous opportunity we have with 7K. And every day I wake up, uh, and even during the day, uh, I, at 73, uh, cannot believe the blessings that have been just poured out over all of us and you too, uh, and because of 7K. And what the company is trying to do, and that we get to be a part of that, in changing people's lives financially. Uh, and it's one step at a time, 1 inch at a time, 1 centimeter at a time, but in all ways it can be achieved if one believes. Uh, Now, some of you that may not be making an extra $20,000 a month, and that just seems so unbelievable to me, uh, because I certainly haven't worked that hard to deserve that. Uh, Pamela and I, as many of you that know us, uh, became financially independent in the late 90s, and ever since 1996, by the end of that year, in just a few short months, we went from hundreds of thousands of dollars in credit card debt and over 120,000 left on our mortgage on our home, uh, to the point that we were totally debt free. Now that's pretty phenomenal. Uh, and we've been debt free ever since, and we haven't lacked for anything. And it was because of a gold and silver company very similar to 7K, from 1996 to 2001. Uh, it enabled us to help a lot of other people. Not everyone achieved the financial success we did, but the one thing that I can say about that company and the business is that no one lost any money. I remember, and I want to relate this story real quick because, see, it relates to 7K and how I feel about 7K and how I want you to feel about it. And if you feel as I do, and you will in time, but if you feel as I do, you're going to attract more people to you to be part of your team. And because you're only trying to help them. Now, they may not understand that, but you're only trying to help them. And in time, they will learn that truth. Uh, I just had someone, and just somebody chat at me if I don't tell you about this. It's been in the business with me for almost 2 years. Never made a check, but has awoken last night. And I'll come back to that in a second. But the company that we did back in the 90s, and I need to relate to this and why this is important. It's important to 7K because the person that was at the top of the computer, the number one guy, was Richard Wayne Hansen. And he was a fireman. He was a networker. Me, I came out of the corporate world, chemical engineering, MBA. I was a business person. I wasn't a networker. But networking in life, it's part of everything we do in all of our lives, no matter what we do. And so the perception, or to have a bad perception about networking or network marketing, is an ill-conceived perception. And one needs to get over that in themselves if they have that kind of limitation, because they're only limiting themselves from what they can do and what they can achieve. But the company we did, you can only make $2,200 on a business center. 7K, you can make 12,500. Same thing. You do the same work. You do the same concept. With that company, we had the highest priced silver and gold in the marketplace. It was just bullion. It was just the 10th ounce American Eagle coins, the 1 ounce silver coins, Maple Leaf, American Eagle. But everywhere you looked, you could buy it cheaper. But guess what? 98.5% of everybody we talked to had none of it, but wanted all they could get. And it's gold and silver. We all know the value of it. And so we created a story around that story that is, since you don't have it, why not earn it? Pretty good, pretty simple concept, right? So, you know, we know that all network marketing, multi-level marketing, let's say in the past, was built on that same principle. Amway with soap. I mean, you could buy the soap everywhere else cheaper. Shackley with vitamins. You could buy the vitamins everywhere else cheaper, but you couldn't make money. You know, that was the old concept. Well, they have a marketing thing. It's unique. It's different. It works better. All that kind of stuff. But, you know, and not many people believe that. But they shut themselves out of that opportunity at that time in life and in the environment, the business environment, the surrounding circumstances, you know, the right time in that marketplace. But they shut themselves out of that opportunity. Well, I was never prospected for that. But you know, and if you had like a business family pack, actually you could have as many as you wanted. You could purchase, make another purchase, get another tracking center, because the tracking centers are free. Okay. And that was just part of it, but it had no residual income to it. But it set us up for life, and it set up so many people that joined us in the beginning of that business, and many that joined us later that did really well, and literally had thousands of people make significant income part-time and accumulate wealth in that business. Well, what's 7K? Well, you can make 12,500 doing the exact same things we did back in the 96 to 2001. Except this one's online, ours with paper, money orders. We had to keep track of everything. There was no computer to tell us where everybody was at and how it was doing. And we'd make mistakes, and we'd lose thousands of dollars in checks because it was our mistake. We'd place people wrong. They'd be in what you call limbo. if somebody's not pays property, they're kind of like in a holding tank in 7K, except 7K prevents you from doing that. See, everybody gets placed every Saturday. See, all the limitations and all the fallacies of the business we had in 96, 7K is taken care of for you and me. So that's why I see such a blessing for so many people in the future in this business. And I want to try and convey that message, because I've had that experience and I have that knowledge. And not many people have that experience and knowledge, that comparative base. And sometimes I get a little excited about 7K because it's 15 times easier than one we did back in the 90s, the late 90s. 15 times easier than what we did. And look what we so many, and we had about 247,000 people in that business. I had 70,000 on my left and right. And believe me, no one ever put a person underneath me on my left or right. Again, something that we've corrected with 7K, because the system I used to teach in our team, our network, and I use the word success team. I don't like to call it downline. I changed that terminology back in the 90s. Our success team, was to teach one another business. So you drove legs, you drove left, you drove right. But, the individuals, they could place people anywhere they wanted. And of course, a few people, not a significant percentage, but people. I mean, they're interested in a paycheck. And if they can place people anywhere else and make them an extra paycheck here and there, what do you think most people do? They do that. But that's short-sighted. But see, we don't have that problem anymore with 7K, because our system, our pay system, is all the way to the left at first available spot. If you enroll someone, sponsor someone new, they join your business, and you need to place them on the left or the right team, you're going to place them on there according to, let's say, some business building philosophies that I give you in my network of how to place, so that you create a camaraderie, teamwork, and that you don't create competition and bickering over, well, I talked to that person, and no, I talked to them first. They're mine. No, they're mine. Well, see, if you lay out a plan, then you eliminate that, and you eliminate, having a pastor at the church saying, "Okay, nobody talk about this gold and silver stuff anymore," because see, everybody's on the same team, And so if you don't have that bickering, and you don't have that, you have harmony. You have people working together, people one anothering one another. And so you get a guy calling you up at an office building and saying, are you this guy that everybody's talking about with this metal stuff? I mean, I got people in my office, and they're just arguing all the time about this gold and silver stuff. And we say, you don't want that. You want them not arguing. You want them in harmony. So you want everybody in that office in a straight line together in one another's business. Well, see, I had to teach that before. Now, you only need to teach placement. You only, the computer, the comp plan is all the way to the left or all the way to the right. So it helps you not make mistakes, big mistakes, okay? Right off the get. And so, well, it's, for example, you live in the same household, and you got one child that's, a grown child, and another grown child, and you all live in the same area, and you basically, they grew up knowing just about the same people, same friends, same cousins, and all that. Well, you don't put one child on the left, one child on the right. Well, you put them in one another's business. You create brother, sister, sister harmony, instead of creating competition about who talked to who at what, that was in this society or this school band or what. You create harmony in your business. You create teamwork in your business. Well, that's the difference, some of the major differences. And over time, sometimes I'll talk about a lot of them that are different. Another big difference is our comp plan shows accumulates volume. It doesn't just wash it and start over every week like ours did in the 90s. Now, it did have a cumulative effect because at step 1, 2, 3, but that was a methodology that the company could make a lot of money, believe it or not, because it would never pay you that big bonus, that $700, if you got that 15 sales, or like having 1,500 points coming up on your left and right in 7K in the same week, okay, of new sales, not buying new sales, okay. That's people joining the business, okay. And so imagine that as being what they do versus what we do today. But if you had 15 in 1 week and you had a person on your left team and a person on the right team that also did 15 on each side in 1 week and one on the other, then you got a $700 bonus. So you can make 2,200. So that meant you had at least 30 sales coming up on your left and 30 sales coming up on your right, or 3,000 points coming up every week to make that $2,200. You just look at what we do with our comp plan, and you, to make that same amount of money and do that same amount of work, is about 1/5 the same effort that it took back in the 90s with that gold and silver company. And they had the highest priced product in the market. And what is our benefit in 7K? In 7K, our members have the privilege of buying silver and gold bullion at dealer direct price. We don't make commission on it. So it's very much like same analogy as my company in the 90s that Richard and I did, except here you can get it, at an affordable cost, and you get to earn it too. Now that's even better. And so you need to understand, we need to communicate the fact, still about 98.5% of people in America do not own physical gold and silver. So it's a huge market out there. And they pretty much realize that gold and silver is valuable, and they really would like to have it. And once they figure out they'd like to have it, they'd like to have all they can get, okay? And so that basically is our business model. And learning that concept is a thing that you want to really start to communicate. And let's say getting, a little bit familiar of how to present the comp plan, okay? How to present it, because it is kind of simplistic. And like I said, all that volume stays there. See, in that other company, if we only made a step 1, okay, no matter how much volume, I don't care if 15 sales came through the next week on each side, we couldn't make that $2,200 check, because we made that step 1 $400 check with 5 and 5, or 500 points on each side. Same thing, 500 points on each side. We made that, it was a $400 check for us back then. And then your step 2 was a 500, that's getting another 5 and 5, or another 500 points on each side. And then the next step 3 was a $600 check. So your average amount is $500 cycle checks, okay, between step 1, 2, 3, okay? But that's 15 sales. And it's just 5 every week on each side, or 500 points on each side. Well, if you hit a $400 step 1 check in that business in 96, the most you could make was a step 2 and 3 check, $1,000, even if 4,000 points came up on both sides, 20,000 points came up on both sides, like it did with me and many times later in the business, the most you could make was $1,000, because you had to recycle. You had to do it on a cycle that it was a pure 15 and 15, and a person on the left gets 15 and 15, and a person on the right gets 15 and 15. That was pretty difficult comp plan. when you really get down to it. You had to build up a network that just kept building and duplicating, building and duplicating. And I was blessed that in that 4-week period, that's exactly what happened. And we caught the company and we pushed it into a momentum curve, and we rode that momentum curve for 3.5 years, and made millions, okay, and collected a lot of gold and silver, and got the blessings just poured out on us. But so many of you are going to get so many more blessings than that if only you will allow yourself, allow your mind to perceive it, allow yourself to achieve it, because you're the only limiting factor. The company has provided everything for us, more training than I can imagine. Even if you didn't know who I was and didn't have an opportunity to listen to what I'm telling you today, you got enough inside of the company training modules, the company skills, attitudes, and development techniques. Yeah, I mean, you have to spend a little money. I had to spend a little money on me to improve mine, but I spent a lot more than what the company asked for in theirs. What they provide for people is just, to me, unfathomable, of all the benefits that they lay out in front of you. Even the Zoom, being able to have a Zoom as we start to do international business, that you got a professional company webinar account for just $9.95 a month. Unbelievable. You know, before I converted mine because I was paying, you know, much more than that from my professional account so I could do Zooms with y'all, and then I had to learn how to do it. But it's just amazing. And so when you get to the point that you are having a team, you're definitely going to want that. And if you got a team already and you got people elsewhere, you're going to want to have that and want to know how to work a Zoom and how to deal, you know, so you can have communication with people without having to get travel hours and the expense. Like I used to have to travel all over the country and the different countries to help, you know, perpetuate the business, to help communicate just how to do it, because that duplication gets lost after so many iterations. It doesn't quite duplicate the way that you would think it should, and it could, but we're all just human, and that's the human factor comes into play. So let's kind of look real quick, and I'm going to share my screen here, and let's bring up our comp plan the way I like for you to kind of learn a little bit. I know we just say a left team and a right team, okay? And that 500 points on each side gets you that check. But I want you to be able to relate to our share plan. The one, you know, share plan, that left team and right team, and where they only have to sponsor. And say, use the same analogy that I do. Say that your head is your business. So it's that 199 center, that 359 center, or the full business in a pack, 499 center. They all get their website, and their website, the e-commerce site, all those back offices and everything. That's what you get for that. Now the 499 stays there all the time. You know, you get every benefit. You pay no extra fees hosting, but the 199, to me, that is a person that just wants to be a member, or they may be very young, and they really want to learn how to business, and they got a long-term vision about staying in this and being with it, and maybe that's just all they can afford. But because they're going to grow and develop, they're going to treat it like a 4-year college education. Millionaires 101, 4 years, okay, learning. And then when they graduate from our 7K college education, just part-time, I mean, they're going to have more equipment to build a multi-million-dollar business than anything, and they won't have to lay out and risk everything and put everything on the line and go bankrupt like many small business owners do in trying to build that huge income. So again, mindset, how you think about it, how you communicate it, how you work with the person that you're trying to enlist and become a partner with you, that you can help them and together you help each other. Okay. Now, that means you have to have one on the left and one on the right to qualify. And so that meets the requirements of the Direct Selling Association statistics. In direct sales or any kind of company like this, most people average sponsoring 3.2 people. Well, you only need two, one on your left and one on your right. Okay. And that qualifies you to make an extra $500 a week. If you got the points up there, that's what it means. And they accumulate that in a bank account for you. And so that's why I'm going to come back and talk about our set of dear friends that we have. And I talked to them about the business almost 3.5 years ago, mentioned it, but they passed. But we stay in touch because we live very close to each other and we see each other, quite often. And I'm always going to say something about 7K, and everybody knows that. They know me. I'm going to always say something about 7K, and you should too. And, it took more than a year before they joined. But, they've been buying the product, didn't buy it real consistently in the beginning, but then the more we talk, and I'd say, well, you just, you became inactive and you just erased all your dollar bills out of your bank. And he said, what? Well, the credit card expired and it waited too long and I didn't know about it. Like we got the tools now, easy to see and easy to deal, because I was dealing with people who were in the business. Well, anyway, they became very consistent about buying their coin of the month or our autosaver coin. Okay. And at my encouragement, okay, and then getting the 1099 tax benefits and things like that. And now we visited again last night. And the reason I visited with them, because they had many tens of thousands of dollars of points on their left side, and they had 460 points on their right side of their own purchases. And, we were just having a casual conversation. I said, well, I brought up 7K again. I said, when are you guys going to really just lock arms with us? And then we shared with them exactly what's happened over the last 3.5 years and where we were today and the income. And their eyes got about that big. Okay. They just couldn't believe that we were making that kind of income. And I said, well, you can too. And, we pulled up the computer and this is all what he got. And I said, well, you're sitting on a $500 check. Now, either that computer is going to cycle and you're going to lose your points, or we can, get started here and you can make a $500 check, like, whenever you want here in the next 3 weeks. But you got 3 weeks to do it, because if you don't get started and this works, that computer is going to cycle when that thing hits 500 points, and you're not qualified, and you're not going to make a check. It's just going to erase 500 on each side. And they got really serious, and they said, what we got to do, so I'll put them into the training videos, and that's what they're doing today. And we're going to get back, and they already set an appointment with me because they're serious about getting started in the business now. And so here's what I wanted to share with that story. Even though you get people into the business, always stay in tune with them, stay in touch with them, kind of let them know what's going on. They may even be inactive, because I've had some that was inactive, but I'm going to meet with them about 30 days, at least 30 days. I say 45 to 30 days before their renewal comes up, because I want them to know the type of business they have in their hands. And because if they don't renew, they will lose their position forever. When it cancels, it cancels. And electricity points just flow right through where they used to be. And if they decide later to get back into the business, they have to go way at the bottom or where they used to be. They can't wake that position up. Once it's closed off, once it's dead, it is dead forever. It's just like it didn't exist. There's just a line there, and all points just flow right through that sucker and do not resonate or stop in that counter anymore. Flows up to the next counter. Okay. And so, imagine and learn the story that even if you sponsor a person on your left and a person on your right, and they go away, they end up not doing the business, but you end up having, because of other people, you end up having 100 people on your left side and 100 people on your right side, somewhere down there. And you really weren't responsible for all of them. It was other people and other people's people. Let's just take that scenario. And then if those 100 people, maybe you got more than that down there, but 100 people are buying that coin of the month. And let's say they're buying the variety coin, and they're buying a coin that is 20 points, and 20 points times 100 is 2,000. And there's 4 weeks in a month, and they don't all buy it on the same day. They buy it throughout the course of the month. And so on average, basically, and let's just kind of look at it on average, that'd be about 4 into 2,000, be about 500 points on average that possibly could come up every week. So if you have 500 points coming up every week during the course of that month, well, you can make a $500 paycheck. Who couldn't use an extra 500? What if it took you 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years for that to happen? But let's say you do that in the next 2 or 3 years, and you have a $500 consistent paycheck like I did at the end of 1 year. But what happened to me at the end of the second year? We had a consistent $1,000 or more paycheck at the end of the second year. Why? Because that network expands itself. Because when somebody starts making a $500 check, let's say out of that 100 people down there on the left, one person started making a $500 check every month or every week. Let's take every week, but the same principle applies. If they make it every month, that means you got 2,000 points coming up. And let's say a person makes it up here, 2,000 points. So if you would rank up, you would have a chance to make $2,000, because you need to get some of those 1,000-point weeks. Okay. And so what do you mean? You'd have to sponsor another person, one on your left, one on your right, another bit. Those people will go underneath all those people down there. Isn't that amazing? Do you think anybody in that 100 people group, if they're in that line, are going to get mad at you when you place somebody down there? Absolutely not. I mean, when Bruce Harris places somebody on my left side because he's trying to rank up, I don't get mad at Bruce. I don't get mad at anybody. I don't get mad at Tony when he places somebody down on my left because he's trying to get the executive goal. you know, this is the way the business goes. And so you need to learn how it goes. So let's say somebody on the left starts making $500 a week. And anybody, you don't even know who they are. They're total strangers. But down there, they're making $500 a week. A week. Now that means every week, for them to make 500, they got to have 500 coming up at least on each side. So that means you've got on your side coming up 1,000 points at least on your left and 1,000 points coming up on your right, at least if there's somebody on each side is making $500 a week down there and you don't know who they are. Well, that could give you what? That could give you $1,000 check every week. You just rank up the copper. See, learning this just one-page thing and what it takes to do that. And it's not that, I look at this business is simple to understand. And it's hard to do because of our mental limitations and because of our perception limitations, because of what we might perceive, what somebody might think about us. Gee whiz, you think I care what people might think about me when I'm being nice, I'm trying to help them, and I know things they don't know? See, if they shut off the opportunity, they don't know things that you know. And you're just trying to get them to see information, which is, by the way, free. And so you have to learn those skills, attitudes, and techniques, how to make that communication, how to bridge that communication gap a little bit better. And that may take a little longer time for some people. But if you give up, you can never achieve it. If you just stop and get frustrated, you can never achieve it. But guess what? Be like Thomas Edison. Just keep trying, keep failing, keep trying, keep failing. He failed over 1,000 times before he found that little filament that works, that tungsten, that made the electric light bulb. Okay. And so true with so many other examples in life. And I'd like to kind of finish off this today by understanding the value and the magnitude. I just talked about a little bit about compensation and a little comparative analysis here. And what I'm going to do here, before I run away, I'm going to go to that chart that I talk about on how to place people, just the plan. And that's that big left team and that's a big right team. But if you sponsor someone, you can only place them way down here on the left. You can't put them in here. That's cool. And that's what I'm talking about. And so real quick, I want to talk about the value that we have played into us. Now, I've done the value of the state coin. I've done the value of the variety coin, but we get all kind of other values that are just laid into us by this company. And I know they had a coin drop and we got to buy the Looney Tune coins. There's only 5,000 of them in the marketplace. And hopefully maybe y'all seen me do my opening of them, but I'm gonna just show you one or two. There's a whole set, but I want to just look at the packaging. Now this is a wooden box, okay? Now the certificate of authenticity is right here, okay? And I already pulled it out, and see right here, and it's just so beautiful, how it is in here. And then the coin itself, I know it seems like a puzzle, but the wood, this is wood, the door slides open, you see that? And then it unveils this beautiful coin that there's only 5,000 of them in the world. I'm gonna take this little plastic thing off here. See that little film, like you see on your cell phones when you get them, or your computers. Okay, and this beautiful 2-ounce, okay, and that's that Tweety Bird coin. Y'all remember Tweety Bird and Felix the cat? Well, there's that coin. It is a Canadian country currency, $10. That's Canadian mint, and they made this beautiful coin. and only 5,000 of them in existence, and they put it on a coin drop, and we got them for $99. Now, I hope some of you were able to get some of these or get a whole set, because the whole set, the set of 3, is worth more than one individual coin, trust me. Well, we got them for $99. Now, you can Google these, you can do all you want, but you will not find them available in the marketplace for less than $179. They are for sale out there. I've found several of them out there for sale. But so that's like the company put $80 in our pocket. Now, I'm going to wait and sell them as a set. If I sell them, I bought one for each, a set for each of our grandchildren and a set for us. Okay. And I got the entire set, all 3 coins. That's beautiful. So, you know, that's better than having that paper money in a bank account. This is the kind of values you get. Okay. I'm just going to show you the boxes of the set of 3. The other coins are just as immaculate and beautiful. You know, that's the Tweety Bird, and everybody remembers this one, huh? Oh, Elmer, and you know, Bugs Bunny himself, huh? The rabbit. Okay. And so beautifully boxed, packaged, and the coins are phenomenal. And those are 2-ounce silver specialty coins. And I've got the entire set. And they also sold us a coin that there's only 500 of them in the entire world. 500. Rarity and exclusivity is what means value in the collecting world, like in the art world. And believe me, these type of coins that we're doing today is a whole new set of way of doing numismatic coins. And we should have, you know, wealthy people keep art, right? Why do wealthy people keep art? It's just more of a diversification of your asset base. And that's what you want. I just like keeping this. Now, I just opened, took it out of the case. This is a laminated wooden box that you open the coin in. Just a beautiful presentation of the it's the sea lion. So I get tongue tied when I try to say the zapapa. It's the sea lion. Okay. But what's beautiful about it, that 2-ounce coin too, and I'm gonna put it up here so you can see. You see that ceramic tooth. I'm gonna put it so maybe get that. Let's see. There you go. That white tooth right here. That is ceramic inside the coin. Phenomenal. Now, if I put my glasses on, I might be able to pronounce the NAPA. Sea lion is what it's known as, but it is the Zalapus. That's what it is, Zalapus. And I have to look at it, then I can pronounce it. I still can read English sometimes. But see, this coin, you can find it out in the marketplace. There's only 500 of them. We got them for $149. Okay. And just to give you a little clue, I can't find that coin, that coin. Now, you can find, you know, cheaper versions or models, but not that 500 mintage coin. But I can't find it for less than $350 in the marketplace. So I like double my money by buying some of these. And so that was a coin drop. Maybe they were sold out when you tried to buy them, or maybe you just didn't know the value of them and you hadn't learned. You're not with 7K long enough. You hadn't built that trust factor and understanding factor that they bring us lots of true value. Okay. And I'm going to do one more real quick. And it's our Lady Liberty coin, because, you know, we had exclusive on these 1 ounce, 2 ounce coins the first time in the marketplace. And there's a lot more coming. But here's what I want to do. I'm going to share my screen one more time with y'all. The reason I want to share my screen one more time is that you can find these coins actually for sale now. And you will find out that the people who had them, or there were a few that 7K gave them to in the numismatic world, and they're selling them to other coin collectors, of course. And then there's a couple of people in 7K maybe bought a couple of extra sets, and they want to go ahead and get all their money back for every coin that they bought by selling them in the secondary market too. But I mean, here's one right now on eBay, $7.99. $7.95. We paid $1.99 for that coin. Now, I don't know what they're going to buy for it. You know, eBay is a bidding thing, but we're going to see more and more of this. I mean, we just got them. They just sold out to us. Okay. And so, you know, you look at it is our coin, because there's only one of these Proof 70 coins in the marketplace. And this is, if you'll look at, this is the 1 ounce coin. I just showed you the 2 ounce coin. Okay. And I hadn't seen any of those for sale yet. Those were fewer coins. There were only 1,028 of those Proof 70 coins, beautiful coins. But I did want to show you that we get value in addition to being able to buy gold and silver bullion at an affordable price. And that's why I say everybody needs to be a member of 7K if they're just a member. I can't see them not wanting to make an income with us and participating in this fabulous income program, but that's what makes the world go around. I hope this was informational to you, and I hope that you see what I see, and you lock arms with your team, and let's just take this around the world. We're only 3.5 years old. We've got, you know, years and years of momentum growth, and this company is going to be a global company. We're already pre-marketing in the UK, pre-marketing Australia, pre-marketing New Zealand. We're open in Canada and all provinces except Quebec will be open there shortly. We're approved. We're just translating everything into French, both videos, written material, websites, all that kind of stuff. That's got to be completed. And one of the hardest countries, we're about to start pre-marketing in other countries. That announcement's coming real soon. So stay tuned to your weekly corporate update Zoom meeting every Monday night at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah, there's a West Coast time too. It's 7 p.m. Okay. And so we will see you at the top, and have a blessed day.